Welcome, everyone, to another exciting episode of Supernatural Girls. I'm your host, Patricia Baker. I'm here with Miss PK, all the way from Tucson. How are you?
Melting, but okay. I've been playing with the air conditioning up and down. I go, oh my God, it's already that
Oh,
time of year, and we're just getting
oh,
started.
how hot is it there?
Too hot.
Yeah.
It's over 100.
Oh my gosh.
111, I think, this weekend.
Wow.
So,
Wow. But here you are, looking so fresh and ready for our wonderful show. And our terrific guest, our dear friend Jerry Wills, is with us tonight. Oh my
isn't it
God.
great? It's been ages since we've had a chance
I
to talk.
know. And he's got the most exciting adventures. I can't wait to talk to
Oh,
him.
I know it. He always does. It makes me feel like I live such a boring life listening to him.
Me too.
But
Me too. There's just no comparison. But tell
no.
us what's going on with the numbers.
Well, it's a universal 7 month, so it's going to require us to relax and rest. And I've been trying to take a nap on and off all day because I feel very lethargic. You're going to
Mm-hmm.
find you're the teacher and the student all this month, so you might just as well enjoy it. You're going to be given a lot of time to think and things to think about. Especially things dealing with teaching, learning, your spiritual side. Remember, it can allow secrets also to be made known at this point in time. Also,
Ooh,
one of the things we do have to pay attention, legal can jump up and may need to be reviewed this month. Pay attention.
okay.
And the imagination does have a tendency to work overtime when the seven is around. So share love and light because we all need it. And just kind of push back a little bit. If you think things are too negative, take a breath. It will change equally as fast.
Mm.
Difficulty sleeping goes across the board when the seven's around. And the most important thing is you don't know who or what to trust. So
Oh, that
little
sounds
about
dicey.
yes.
Okay.
So a lot of things are going to be undercover. One
Mm-hmm.
way or the other.
All right. We'll have to put our FBI hats on for this one.
Oh, you better believe it.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness. Well, I have a couple of affirmations for everybody tonight. Because as you
Good.
know, we've been sharing affirmations for people to
Mhm.
use. And these are, as I mentioned last time, more abstract. And often with abstract affirmations, excuse me, you get better results. So
Mhm.
give this one a try. I like this one. Every thought I think brings me more money. Like
I
that
like that
one.
one.
Every thought I think brings me greater health. Every thought I think brings me love.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
so you can put anything in there that you're wanting to see happen in your life, but the idea is to get on track with it this way. So it's much
mhm.
more abstract. The other way you can use it is, we all have the monkey mind that just runs and runs and says nothing of any import. It just drags us down. When you catch yourself doing that,
Mhm.
interject this affirmation.
Good idea.
Just replace it. And
Oh, I
that's
like
it's a good way to train your mind so that it's not running away from you and doing nothing that you wanted to do, creating nothing that you want in your life, just
oh, yeah.
rehashing everything from yesterday. This is a much better way to go. So give that a try. Every thought I think brings me more money. Every thought I think brings me greater health. Every thought I think brings me love.
I like that. That's very good. I
Yeah.
definitely like that.
Yeah, I do too. Been practicing it. It does work. So
Mhm.
tonight we have the magnificent healer, paranormal investigator, and world traveler, Jerry Wells. He's with us tonight, and he's had even more adventures since we've last talked to him. But Jerry's adventures are just incredible. I mean, he's like
Yes.
Dora the Explorer, but he's a guy and he's 6'9". So, but wonderful light in this world, and we're
Mhm.
so happy to have him with us tonight. Jerry, welcome to the show.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Patricia. Number one and number two. Thank you very much for having me on.
So great to hear you and see you. And love to your beautiful wife, Kathy, who I know is shy and didn't want to be on camera, but she has a
Oh,
standing invitation here.
I let her know about that.
Good.
Kathy, as far as the adventures go, she handles logistics, planning, all the things that make it happen.
mhm.
I take care of all the electronics and, some things of my own that I can do she can't, like
Right.
intimidate 4 foot tall people with machine guns. And yeah, it works out very well. She's a hell of a brain, and she's quite the explorer herself. So we're a terrific team.
You really are. Yeah.
Definitely.
We hope you'll be able to convince her to join us someday. We don't get to spend enough time with her.
I know, and I have shows as well, and I keep telling her, Kat, come on, be on the show
Yeah.
with me. I don't want
Yes.
to be on camera.
Oh.
Even when we're shooting video in some of these places, she's behind the camera.
Uh-huh.
We call her the human tripod, but she's just
Yeah.
rock solid with the camera.
Wow.
She
Oh,
does,
my God.
these terrific pans and zooms. And,
Oh,
That's quite a talent.
yeah, it is. And she's
Goodness
really good
me.
at it too.
Awesome. Awesome. So, Jerry, we were talking before the show started about this reptilian,
Mhm.
and you even had a picture that you found, a drawing of this reptilian
Yeah,
creature.
it's not the
And
one that I had intended to have.
mhm.
With the descriptions and everything that went along with this particular site, I commissioned an artist, and Bryce is the one who was in there. So between him and Bryce, they got this piece of artwork created that looks exactly like what Bryce found in the tunnel.
Huh.
And for some reason, the only picture I've got is some stupid little cartoonish looking thing. I'll show it to you. I mean, there you go.
Yeah, there he
It's like,
is.
he looks like he's ready to say, I'd have lemonade, but I'd rather have a camel.
Yeah, right.
So,
Right. Goodness.
but
Now,
it is quite a
it's a
story.
story. Yeah, can we hear it? Can you share the story with us?
Yeah, of course.
All right, let's hear it.
For quite a number of years, Kathy and I were going back and forth to Peru for a variety of reasons. And we're talking over 2 decades. The predominant way that it started is that we were putting together trips to Peru so that people that wanted to go to Peru, and a lot of people do, that they would join our trips. And our trips were based on the Celestine prophecy, which I cleared that with James Redfield back before he ever got really famous. He was still selling his books out of the back of his car.
Wow, big difference.
Yeah. And so we had these trips going on, and because of, our interest in faraway places, lost knowledge, things that are just, forgotten. And in South America, it's just unbelievable the things that are there that are just grown over by the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just unbelievable. Well, anyway, there were occasions where I would be, after the trips, sometimes during, but usually after the trips, I would be with Kathy, of course, and going to different places. And sometimes there'd be someone who wasn't feeling well, had something wrong. And I always made it a point, whenever I'd go to these remote villages, I would make sure that I had a whole bag of pharmaceuticals. In Peru, you can get them. You can't get the same things here. That plus the healing work that I do. I mean, one time a little girl broke her arm in the middle of the Amazon. It's a little thing. And they just had it wrapped up in a sheet, so I fixed it. And she was fine. So this sort of encounter led to a great deal of trust between the people that we encountered and them trusting us. because a lot of these people they reject outsiders.
Oh,
But
sure.
sometimes bring food, rice, beans, salt, sugar, that sort of thing.
Hmm.
So we usually had quite a quite an accompaniment of bags of things as we'd go up or down the river, or if we were going up into the Andes someplace, we'd have a few bags just for the people. So it turned into a situation where we would just sit there and talk. We might have a cup of coffee with them, or just drink some water, share a meal with them, and they want to know what we were all about. What were we interested in? And so we tell them, about these ideas we had, that there were lost cities, that there were lost civilizations, it was ancient knowledge, and it was out there somewhere in these mountains or in this jungle, and we don't even know where to begin looking, but we just know it's there. And of course, they would come back and go, "Well, we know where it's at.
Oh,
We
yeah.
know there's some things we know about that
Hmm.
might be really interesting." And we always took the opportunity to take a look. And on a few occasions, it was it was overwhelming, the difficulty involved. But still, we went. And I guess it was early on that we got a video camera, just a cheap thing, a Sony Handycam is how it started. And then we progressed up to a little bit better cameras. We could afford it. And eventually, we started making these videos just for the people on the trips, just for people that were interested, or within our fan base,
Yeah, sure.
And then some guy from, don't remember if it's Discovery Channel or History Channel or the Travel Channel, perhaps, but we got a call. We were back in Phoenix, and they'd seen some of these videos. They were very keen to do a whole series on us about this. We were showing things and places that people rarely ever got to see, and we were covering it in a perspective that no one really ever covered it in. It wasn't like a nature study or an archaeological study. It was an adventure study.
Hmm.
They said, well, if you can put together 7 or 8 potential videos, then we'll take a look and get back to you. So Kathy and I moved to Peru. We just put everything in storage, and December 31st, we're on a flight headed down to Peru. And that was challenging. But we spent the next year going from one site to another to cover these different places, with the idea that this was going to happen. We even bought a better camera. The darn thing cost $1,000 at the time.
That's a lot back then. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
big heavy ass camera, big old thing.
Mm.
So we spent a year down there, one place to another. Bought a car down there, had a nice condo. Everything was in place. And we came back eventually and got a hold of whatever it was that contacted us, because I really don't recall now. And of course, the guy's not there. And whoever's talking to us says, well, did you shoot it on what kind of camera did you shoot it on? I said, well, it's a Sony. It's a 3-chip camera, He says, well, that's just a consumer grade camera. So we need you to shoot it on a Red or a Dragon, or they named off several cameras I really wasn't familiar with. But these damn cameras cost like $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, and they
Exactly.
spent about the same amount of money on a lens. They wanted us to have a crew that was following us and a sound person. It was like ridiculous. And I said, well, there's just no way we can do that.
And they expected you to cover the costs?
Yes, so we could shoot.
How ridiculous. Oh,
Yeah.
Too
So
much.
I said,
that's
no.
crazy.
I said, well, we can't do anything with you. And I said, that's fine.
Oh, no.
I don't need you. It was just going to be a fun thing. I'll do this myself. And so I registered the website, Expeditions TV, Expeditions with an X. It's not up right now, but and I started putting these videos up there. And we had a whole collection of these documentaries. And the thing was, we had a worldwide fan base, so we just put the darn videos up there for free. You know,
Bye.
knowledge is power. Expeditions
Yes.
TV is free,
Oh, yes.
and people all over the world just loved those videos. We composed our own music and
Oh,
performed it.
nice.
I did all of the editing. Kathy was the director. She took a look at the final project, and when I got it to a point anyway, and said, "No, take this out, put that in, make that longer, make that shorter. You get the idea."
Mm-hmm.
And so together we created this, and it was really terrific.
Oh,
And so I called him back, said, "I put them up online. We don't need you. We formed our own channel, and it's Expeditions TV." Well,
They must
thank
have
you
loved
very
hearing
much.
that.
Click.
Oh,
right.
gosh.
They
Oh,
didn't.
good job.
And you know who got to have the show instead of us? Naked and Afraid.
Oh, you're kidding.
Oh, God. Really?
Yeah, we had the same. We had the same kind of offer from Jay Widener with Gaia,
Yeah.
and we put together a whole series on paper because the things that we shot, these were the things we could afford to go and do. But there were so many other places. We had a little bit of funding. For example, in Brazil, there's a mountain. You go on top of the mountain, there's a green light inside of a cave that's always glowing, and everyone's afraid to go into it. I'm not afraid. I'll go in there, but
Really? Yeah, I know. You've proven that. I mean, you're the man who went through that stone door right
yeah,
in front of your wife, disappeared.
yeah, that caused some problems.
I bet it did.
But that was an amazing adventure that you had there in the White Room, and that you actually found your way out of it.
Oh, I wouldn't have found my way
Incredible.
out if they hadn't helped me.
Yeah.
I had no
Yeah.
idea. Just
And
didn't
I
have
wonder
no
how
idea.
many people got stuck there that didn't get out, but you did. So
Well, that door only
amazing.
doesn't go to just one place. It
Oh.
goes to various places.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have someone on the other end to help you get back, then you're stuck wherever you end up.
Yeah,
It might
that's
be
it.
the ice world or Tatooine. Who knows?
Yeah. But tell us, let's go back to the reptile. I'm fascinated
Yep.
with reptilians. So let's
Look at
go.
you.
Well,
Where is this thing?
when we moved back to Phoenix, Bryce stayed behind, and he started taking courses in archaeology. It was a lot less expensive in Peru than it would be in the States.
Mm-hmm.
And so we supported him on that, and he found a lot of things we'd never heard of. And one of these was underneath of a Jesuit church. The church was not far from the coast. The Jesuits were really well known for being absolutely cruel, vicious
Oh.
people.
Really?
Oh my God, yes.
Remember.
And
Uh-oh.
they would take gold from the natives around, anything they could get, and they would sequester it away. They were so vicious that the Catholic Church demanded that they leave.
Wow.
They didn't want to at first, and the next thing you know, well, they're going to have to. So, and most people don't know this, but the Catholic Church over there, they had the red and the black. What would you call that? Maybe clan or designation.
Mm-hmm.
The red was they were the ones that were very good and godlike, and the black, they were the ones that were just really terrible, like the Jesuits. I
Oh.
mean, the Jesuits would take someone and just take a knife and slice them up because that way they could be proving their loyalty to the church, and God would take care of their pain. I mean, just really ridiculous stuff.
Yeah,
When they were
that is
forced
cruel.
to leave, they had amassed a considerable level of wealth, lots and lots of gold and jewels. So, churches always have tunnels underneath them. This one was no different.
Hmm.
This tunnel went out about half a mile, 3/4 of a mile away, as I recall. I think Bryce knows much better about that distance than I do.
Mm-hmm.
But it was so old. And he and a fellow who was familiar with this, he'd worked at this church as a child, they snuck in there after dark. It was in the back lot behind the church, so it wasn't like going into the church. There was an entrance there. It was said to be a well, but it was always dry. So they climbed down, lights went through this tunnel, and they went through a series of rooms. And these rooms are where they had stored the incredible levels of gold, silver, and jewels. That's where they stored this stuff. And this tunnel went all the way out to the ocean. And they had loaded up the ship that they were going to leave on with all of this. And that's how they smuggled their wealth out of Peru. This is back in, my goodness, 1500s.
Okay.
So they weren't really looking for gold, although if they found some, some artifacts, it would be pretty dandy. So they're in the middle of the night going through this. The tunnel gets really small, then it gets really big into large rooms. And in the second large room, which was, according to Bryce, one of the larger of the rooms, the entire wall, which was mud, there were old beams holding up the ceiling and such. But on this wall, there was this mural. And it was a lizard who was standing upright like a man, had arms, had a hood over his head, standing amidst these crops. I don't know what they would have been. And there was some writing on there that they couldn't figure out what the writing was. So they went a little bit further, almost got stuck, and decided to leave. Got back out. He phoned us and told us what they had discovered. We thought it would be quite extraordinary. So we put together an expedition, and we went down there. And this city is called PERU, and the name of the video is called PERU, Piura. And we went there and examined the church, and found that there was a tunnel inside the church. And where the tunnel had started for Bryce and his friend, they had taken a bulldozer and scraped it all off, filled in the hole, and made a parking lot, a gravel parking lot behind the church. So that tunnel was, sealed right off. And the mural still there, but you can't get to it because the tunnel between the church and that tunnel was now full of dirt as well.
Oh, darn.
Yeah, just a hell of a thing.
Yeah. So you didn't get to see any of that because it was all filled in?
No, we didn't get to see it ourselves.
Yeah.
Bryce is a good artist. He started sketching it out, and we had someone else who was a terrific artist, fill in the blanks from them.
Do you think there are any live reptilians that still live down there in Peru?
I don't know. I mean, there could be, I suppose. There's so much hidden down there, it's hard to say.
Well, that's it. Yeah, and you would know about that, how much is hidden. And with all these tunnels, I mean, it feels like when you talk about this, that these tunnels would just go all throughout the country, underneath the country. There's so much to that.
Yeah, there are those.
Yeah.
But all churches, you have to remember, the churches were built upon the ancient sites of the people who were there before the churches.
Right.
And these ancient sites, they had their own tunnels. So it's not like the church dug the tunnel out. They might have improved upon it, but they didn't. They didn't just, show up and go, okay, we're going to dig a tunnel. No, they already had these tunnels in place when they tore down the existing structure and built a church on top of it. A good example of that's in Tiwanaku in northern Bolivia. I mean, they tore down part of Tiwanaku to build this big Catholic church. And in the documentary Tiwanaku, I address that. I show the church and how they took the blocks off of these buildings and made a big church out of it. So, But even in Tiwanaku, there are tunnels underground there. They're in Cusco, they're in Lima. I mean, they're all over South America.
Right.
So it isn't the church did this. It's that the church uh, they took over these sites, dismantled the ancient sites, took the same stones and rebuilt a church on top of the ancient sites. A good example of that is the Temple of the Sun
Hmm.
uh, in in Cusco. It for really hundreds of years they had no idea that there's anything there except a church. But a violent earthquake demolished the church, and it left behind the parts that the church wasn't able to really take apart. Megalithic
Oh,
stones
oh
uh,
wow.
called the Temple of the Sun. And so, I mean, it had gold on the walls at one time, and
Oh my
it's
goodness.
it's quite an extraordinary place, really. But there are tunnels under there that go from the Temple of the Sun, and they radiate out and go to different places. One of the places they go to is up from there, up on top of a mountain, Sacsayhuaman, and there's tunnels there too. I mean, they're just all over the place.
Yeah. So with Peru, there are often reported a lot of UFO
Hmm.
ships in the sky. Also, alien people see aliens. You were talking about Pleiadians that you saw when you were in Peru, and how fast
Oh, I
they were
didn't.
climbing up. That you saw aliens when you were there at times, and they were climbing up these mountains like it was nothing.
Well, yeah. It wasn't that I saw them. I actually met them and hung out with them.
Yeah, you talked to them.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, the main fellow in question, his name was. He told me his name was Rich, and very interesting
that's,
fellow.
that's such a funny thing to hear that he picked a name like Rich.
So
He
that
had
go.
just he had just gotten back from uh, what is the name of that beach in California? So wacky. Um,
Muscle Beach.
it could be. There, anyway, he was an anthropologist, sociologist, and he just spent 3 months there, uh, just studying the people. He finally got to a burnout situation. He left. He went back to Peru, and that's where I met him. And it was not long after we met that he started illustrating very clearly that he. I mean, he says he's from the Pleiades. We're sitting on top of the bus going up to Machu Picchu. He says he's from the Pleiades. This is the same time frame. I mean, this is the same time frame as Barbara Marciniak with Bringers of the Dawn. And in Phoenix,
Mm.
everyone was either a Pleiadian or they're channeling the Pleiades.
Yeah,
That was the
that was the thing.
every.
Yes.
So he tells me he's from the Pleiades. I just light a cigarette, nod, and go, sure.
Yeah, sure you are.
I said, I know so many people who are. So they are.
I know your whole tribe.
So
In the
he had a little
bedroom.
had a little bit of a hurt look on his face. He's like, no, really, I am. I said, it's okay. Sure you are.
That's great. Confounded the poor little alien.
You kept a straight face through it all,
Well,
right?
Yeah.
oh yeah. It's like I'll,
Oh
I'll
God.
accommodate your illusion of yourself. That's fine. But as it turns out, he actually was,
No kidding.
and we became friends. You know that bit where he went up the up Huayna Picchu.
Yeah.
You go across Machu Picchu to Pachamama. That's a big stone, and from there you take a path. You go past the guard shack. It's just really a crude guard station. Sign a book. You go up Huayna Picchu. The whole thing in great condition. I can do it in about 45, 50 minutes. If I tried to
Hmm.
do it now, I probably wouldn't make it in less than 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But that's back when I was young and strong and my hair was long. Well,
Back in the good
Rich,
old days.
Right.
exactly. Rich left. He went past the guard. I left him at the Temple of Pachamama,
Mm-hmm.
and I went back to my group. I had a group of people with me, and uh, it wasn't much more than 7 or 8 minutes. This guy named Bob, psychiatrist from the emergency room, whatever in New York. Um, he's got these binoculars that are just gigantic. They look like something out of a cartoon. He's looking all over the place. And he goes, "Hey, your friend's up there on top of that mountain." I said, "No, I don't think so. Uh, he just took off, not even 10 minutes ago." So, well, sure, looks like him. Let me see. So I got these big goofy binoculars, pulled them up, got them adjusted. It's like, well, I'll be go to hell. That's
There he
Rich.
is.
And he's
Son
looking
of a gun.
right at me, smiling, waving.
That's funny.
I took the binoculars down, looked, put them back up, took them down. That's crazy. It's impossible. I mean, even if he was running full speed, he wouldn't be able to get up there in 7 or 8 minutes.
7 or 8 minutes. It would have taken you said, what, 45
40,
minutes or an hour?
45 in really good shape.
In really good shape. And in 8 minutes, he's up at the top of this thing.
Good
8 minutes
grief.
or less. I mean, he was up there sitting at the very tippy top little peak, just sitting there like he'd been sitting there for a while.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Just
Waiting for you to
waiting.
notice.
Yeah. So, and that went on for, that friendship went on for a number of years. And it was actually very rewarding. He was a neat person, and the people that he was with, I got to meet them as well, and they were
Mhm.
equally interesting.
And they were here studying us.
Yeah.
But they didn't want us to know that they were from the Pleiades, right? They made you promise you wouldn't share that information at the time.
That's true,
That's
because
kind of sneaky.
well, it would skew the results of their inquiry.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's true.
So
Their study would have been contaminated.
yeah, invalidated at least. But no, they look just like people. They joined the group. I mean, not like they started out with the group, but they ended up the same place as we were on so many occasions.
Mm-hmm.
And so they would just spend time talking to the people. There's usually 20, 25 people in the group. They'd be this group and that group and that group and that group. They just all, kind of fan out into couples and then start talking to these people. It was really funny. This one gal, she and her girlfriend were there, and she said, "Those people are kind of weird."
She was
I
right.
said,
Thought they were
"Why?
weird.
Why do you think they're weird?" I said, "Well, they wanted to know what I thought of our leader. The leader, your leader. What they want to know what we thought of the leader. They didn't know what that meant." And so I was walking by, they pointed me out. She says, "What do we think of Jerry?" "Yes." "What do you think of your leader?"
Hmm.
And so they're like, "Well, he's a great guy. What do you want to know?" And so they were, there were a few oddball things that occurred like that.
Did
It was always-
anyone get honestly suspicious that they weren't from this planet?
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
But there wasn't any way to validate it.
right.
This one time in Iquitos, it's raining and there's lightning, and then it passes, and all of a sudden people are making a big commotion. There's a huge UFO over the airport in Iquitos,
Mm-hmm.
and then it goes back to the clouds. Next thing you know, there's people bringing in this guy who had his leg all burned up
Mm-hmm.
from a motorcycle or something falling on it. He was in bad shape. We were supposed to get on our flight and get on to the next thing there, but our flight was delayed.
Hmm.
So there was a doctor in our group, a couple of nurses, and we patched this guy up. And as soon as everything is done, I mean, this guy is sprawled out on the floor, and the whole group is around him. The lights go out, and it's just dark. And the lights come back on again. The guy is gone.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
Just gone. No one could explain it. It's not like it was so dark we couldn't see. It's just we were all distracted because of all the commotion, because the lights went out. And then we looked back at this guy, and he's just gone.
That's
And
weird.
there were people kneeling beside him when he just vanished. But they were
What?
distracted looking over there somewhere and looked back, and it's like, where did he go?
Yeah, what do you think happened? Was he abducted?
No. That was just, that was as far as I can figure, some kind of a test to find out what kind of people we are.
Oh, so he really was one of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had the same thing happen, a few years earlier. I was down in Peru and by myself, and there were these two girls, and anyway, they got into a bit of trouble. This guy that I had with me, he was a very rich kid because he was a drug dealer.
Mm.
And I didn't know that, but he gave me a duffel bag full of cash to take him on a personalized trip to Peru. Well, it's hard to argue with a duffel bag full of cash.
Exactly.
Well, we get to Machu Picchu. He's met these two girls, and they're smoking pot. And they're drinking San Pedro, which is a mescaline alkaloid. Easy to get down there. And they want to go up to the top of Huayna Picchu. And I'm really pretty burnt out. I mean, I've been babysitting this goofball for, well over a week. I just kind of fed up with it. He doesn't listen to me. He just does whatever he wants. There's a protocol for things, and he doesn't want anything to do with it. Will, would you please just help carry this bag halfway up? Because he had a bum ankle.
Mhm.
I said, all right, sure, I'll do that. Well, the next thing you know, I'm halfway up. He and this Farrah Fawcett chick, they're up there further. The other girl, who is a slender Swedish chick, looked like, she's been drinking San Pedro and who knows what else. And so I won't go into the whole detail because it's a very lengthy story, but basically what happened is that she decided she was going to stand naked on the edge of a cliff and just let herself drop over.
Oh, okay.
So I ran up there and jumped and caught her, and now she and I both were hanging off the cliff.
Oh my gosh.
But
Good
I
grief.
managed to get her back up, and then I had to carry her all the way up to the top of Huayna Picchu
Oh,
in the rain, and she's naked.
oh,
Oh
good
my
grief.
God.
That means slippery.
I was just going
Right.
to ask you. Talk about a slippery slope.
Yeah, that's it.
Ew.
Oh
Yeah,
my
no.
gosh.
There were no
So-
adequate handholds at all.
So do you think that was another test of your character? Is that what you were
It
saying?
was.
It
Yeah,
was.
that's what it was. I mean, the next day, I got a visit from her because I left her up there at night, came back down. And there's a whole sequence of things with this, but
Mm.
I saw her, and so she wanted to thank me for saving her life, and she's kind of smiling. And I said, "Who are you really? Where are you from?" She says, "I'm not allowed to tell you that, but we want to
Oh.
let you know." She says, "I want to
Okay.
let you know that you're a gentleman and a hero, and you're the type of
Oh,
person
nice.
that
Good
we
to
would
know.
we would enjoy getting to know better. Not I would
Okay.
enjoy, we would enjoy.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice.
And then, I left. I never saw her again.
Mhm.
Which, that's
That-
not that odd because that's how it is in Peru sometimes.
Was Kathy with you at that time?
Didn't even know Kathy at that time.
Oh, probably just as well.
You might have a point there.
I think you do, PK. But as much as we hear about Egypt and now even Göbekli Tepe, Peru still holds so many secrets,
Yeah, it
so
does.
much power there that has not really even been talked about. I know you and Kathy both have had wonderful experiences there, but very profound. But it just seems like we barely scratched the surface of Peru in terms of the sacred energy, the power that lives in those mountains.
Yeah, you're right.
Just my opinion, but
Well, Peru, the Amazon basin was once an inland ocean.
mm-hmm.
And there was a waterway that went from the western Amazon basin through the Andes Mountains to the Pacific Ocean.
Mm-hmm.
That waterway closed off and was gone. I don't know when, but when, maybe earthquakes or earth changes, I don't know. But where the ocean level was would take about 500 to 800 feet above where the floor of the Amazon is. The floor of the Amazon is roughly 50 to 150 feet. There are no rocks in the Amazon basin. You don't find that. It's just clay and now some dirt. But the dirt is maybe a half-inch thick at the most.
Mm-hmm.
There's just not much soil there at all. It's mostly just sea bottom and clay. Well, we discovered that there were, because of what we found, there were settlements, cities, whatever, around the perimeter of the Amazon basin. And there were also these mountains that stuck up out of the Amazon basin, and they were inhabited by people as well.
Hmm.
And then something happened, and everything changed.
Yeah, many
But
mysteries there. Yeah.
I mean, we
Sure.
back in a really remote part near Tarapoto, there is a crevasse. They're basically just a hill kind of pulled apart eons ago. It's all jungle, and you go back up through this crevasse. There's a cave there. We never went in the cave. It's kind of collapsed in anyway. But sitting in front of this, there is a helmeted warrior looking up, and there's a natural spring that is coming down, water into the mouth.
Very
And this,
interesting.
it looks like something from Mesopotamia.
Oh, okay.
And we've been there many times to study this. I mean, the first few times, it's like, if this actually, is this really what this is?
Yeah,
And you go
in a whole
examine it.
different culture.
Hell, it's just old as everything, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a beautiful piece of art, just secreted away in the middle of nowhere, inside of this crevasse in the upper Amazon. That would be what would that be? Western Amazon. And it's there right now, looking up with water falling into its mouth.
What's the substance that it was made of? Do you know?
Yeah, it's basalt.
Just
Wow.
Yeah, it's some of the
Goodness.
hardest material on Earth.
Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah.
So I've got a question for you about UFO encounters in South America.
Sure.
Now, we've heard from a shaman who comes from Peru about landings that took place there that were witnessed by 200 journalists. And then our country said, you let this out, we're going to cut off your funding. So that's why we never heard about it. But then there is this collection of really horrible experiences with ETs, more brutal than we've ever heard about happening anywhere else. Just said centered in South America. Why is that? Do you know?
You're talking about the children that are taken and their organs taken or faces taken, and they have
And
a
yeah,
quad
that and
attached.
the adults that they found that they've been
Yeah,
skinned alive.
yeah,
Why just in South America? Why there?
it's remote. You
It
have no
is.
idea how remote that place is and what you can get away with.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, villages start raising hell about something like this, and it's like, oh, we're looking. Let's do something about it. We'll be
Mm-hmm.
over there next week. Well, 6 months later, they've forgotten about it. It's just ignored. These
I
reports
see.
that you're talking about, Kathy and I ran into this many, many years ago.
Uh-huh.
We've known about this for a very long time. And what we uncovered about it was chilling. And we decided it was probably in our best interest not to even talk about it because
Mm-hmm.
of who's involved and what's involved. And yeah, it has to do with advanced technology. It
Mm-hmm.
has to do, in some capacity, I feel, with extraterrestrials. But
Yeah.
beyond that, I don't really know what is going on with that.
Mm.
But these creatures, whatever they are, men, they're, well, whoever's doing it, they're creatures. They're horrible creatures,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of what world they're from. But they have anti-gravity capabilities. They work usually in pairs.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally, it's just a single person, and
Wow.
they can do whatever they want, and they just lift off the ground and go floating through. Well, on this one particular occasion, someone saw them floating through the jungle and started shooting at them with a shotgun and chased
Mm.
them.
Oh.
Bye-bye.
And they basically went across the Amazon, which is absolutely huge,
Mm-hmm.
and went on to Snake Island. Well, Snake Island, imagine the Amazon is a mile across, and Snake Island is basically a sandbar that is a perpetual sandbar with all these trees and everything on it. But it's so full of snakes, no one would ever go there.
Okay.
I mean, there's stuff there you don't even want to go and check out. Even the
Uh-huh.
scientists won't go there.
Oh.
So that's where this, you know, thing took off and went to.
Mm-hmm.
But they see UFOs over the jungle. I mean, we were there many times, seeing things like this. They
Yeah, because I mean, we hear about, for example, you and I were talking about Carl Higdon, and Carl was dropped out of the bottom of a UFO, slipped down the hill, injured his shoulder. I mean, it wasn't the most graceful landing, but they weren't cruel to him. He didn't undergo any horrible experimentation or any of these things that we hear about from South America. Travis Walton was dropped off far away from where he was taken. And again, we think of that as inconvenient, but it's
Yeah.
not anywhere close to what we hear about is happening to these poor people in South America. But you're right, it is remote. If that happened here, there'd probably be a lot more eyes on it. So your point is well taken about it being remote.
and I think there are things like that happening here as well. There's
Mm-hmm.
not a lot of news that gets out of Appalachia,
Mm-hmm.
and the Indian reservations. You don't hear much coming off of them.
Right.
Good.
These people doing this, whoever they are, they're horrible monsters, and
Mm-hmm.
they basically, they're basically doing it because harvesting organs,
Mm-hmm.
uh, body parts, faces, whatever. There's a market for that,
That's
and
Yeah.
you know
Like a
that's
galactic market. Yeah.
well,
Sounds
I think it's
horrible.
I think it's an Earth market.
Oh, just Earth. Okay.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you probably heard the report of Putin talking to Xi
Mm.
and saying how they wanted to live forever.
Mm.
Well, how do you do that? I mean, if you take a young heart and transplant it in an older person,
Yes.
There's enough science now to show very conclusively that you can take the blood of someone, let's say 15 years old,
Yeah,
if it's the
much
same
younger.
type as yours,
Mm-hmm.
and pull your blood out, put that blood in, it's going to have characteristics of a 15-year-old.
Hmm.
And it's going to do something quite dramatic to you as a person. It's
Mhm.
going to basically revitalize your organs. Now,
Right.
if you got that going on, maybe someone needs a new face.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
It's
Get a new
quite
face.
possible. It's quite possible. Gosh,
It's a horrible situation, really. The
Hmm.
world
I
is
think
a
so. Yeah,
is a
it's
very difficult place to understand.
yeah, it is.
Amazing.
Now I've heard all these stories. I don't know if you guys have heard this. That tomorrow's supposed to be a big day for disclosure. I'm not holding my breath, but have you heard that?
No, you know what? I've been hearing this for years. So
Yeah, I know. It's like every week now they're coming. Oh,
I'm gonna
tomorrow's
say
the
every day is
day.
a disclosure.
Yeah, tomorrow's
And
a
if we don't
big
get it,
day. But it's such nonsense, especially to people like us, because we've known the truth forever. Since we were children, we understood all of this stuff. And, you know, we knew they were
well,
hiding it. It's no big deal. We knew what they
you know,
were doing for the most
the,
part.
the entire aspect of disclosure, how much proof do you need?
Yeah,
And with,
this
with
is
disclosure,
true.
who is it that you're hoping is going to
Good
validate
point.
what you already know?
Exactly. Well
You know,
said. Well
it just
said.
doesn't make any sense to me.
I,
I mean,
us either.
we see videos of lights dancing around, and
Yeah,
maybe
who cares,
a
right?
photo here or
Yeah.
there of a flying saucer.
Yeah, all that
You know,
good
there's
stuff.
yeah, all that good stuff. And
Yeah.
there are people just chatting back and forth, and they're basically saying, well, we want to know this, we want to know that. Why the hell aren't they asking someone who's had the experience?
Yes. Yes.
Because
Good point.
there is no validating proof as far as they're concerned.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's just the whole disclosure movement to me is really truly goofy.
Yeah, we think it's silliness. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're not talking about the things that people are really interested in. I mean, we find that people are sick of the lights in the sky discussions. What about the aliens? Who are they? How long have they been here? Where are they from? People want to get personal. Oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
People want to get personal about it. Who are these neighbors of ours?
and some people have gotten personal with them.
Yes.
I have.
Yeah.
And there are things I could tell you things I have told you and things I've said in the past. But let's take a very good example here. There's a guy named Sixto Paz Wells in South America. Sixto Paz is the real deal.
We know who he is, yes.
Well, and he has enough validating material that there is no argument that what he says and has seen and has done can be questioned.
Exactly.
At least everything that I've seen. Why aren't they asking people who've had these experiences to stand up and be counted instead of waiting for some government office to go, okay, well, I guess we'll release these pictures now, and we're going to say, we don't know what it is. It looks like something. You figure it out. Well, what the hell? We don't need to figure it out. What we need is someone to stand up and say, yeah, I've had, and you know what? If there was 1,000 people who had experiences like I have and like many others have had, if they were to stand up and go, you know what? We had this same experience.
Mm-hmm.
How much validation do you need?
Yeah.
Good point, Jerry. Very
Love
good.
that. Yes, yes. And Sisto's experience is remarkable and was witnessed by so many people when he was taken and when he was brought back. So,
a friend of mine was there. Yeah,
yes.
a friend of mine was there. His name is Eric Mendoza. I did an interview with him. It's in the members area of our site.
Mm-hmm.
And the story he talks about, having seen what he saw out in the desert of Peru, it's just mind-blowing.
We wanted to get Sisto on the show, and we had I don't know why, but we had a difficult time getting a translator. but I would love to have Sisto on the show.
Mhm.
Very incredible experience, incredible man that went through that and came back and was able to talk about it. So, yeah,
That's the key.
yeah. Oh, but you're right, Jerry. It's like, how much do people need
Well,
before they'll
exactly.
understand this? Yeah.
It's like anything else, you know. I think everything in the universe is pretty much equal to everything else in one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get to the point of abstraction where you have to have someone else tell you that what your experience was been validated,
Right.
why the hell do you need somebody else to validate your experience? You know, what is to be gained from this?
Right.
What we want to know is the science.
Yeah.
You know, I've got a friend, Professor David Paris, who has invented a warp engine. It actually works.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you can shoot a laser across it, and in midair, the laser just goes, right over it.
Oh my goodness.
And you know that doesn't happen unless something very strange is going on.
Right.
One of the crazy things about this is that for 15 years he's been trying to write the equation for this, and he couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Just didn't have the ability to. There's too many unknowns.
Mm-hmm.
In 1965, there was a man that was leaving college, going home south of Omaha, Nebraska. He encountered a UFO. They took him aside and they talked to him and they gave him some information. One of the pieces of information was some arbitrary high math equation.
Mm.
He didn't know anything about equations. Eventually, he met with David Paris to talk about his experience. David's interested in these things. And the equation comes up. So David says, could you write it down? Oh, yeah, I remember exactly. They made sure I could not forget this. So he writes it down. About 4 weeks ago, David decided, I remember now about that equation. I wonder what happens to put this in this other equation. He used Chat GPT,
Mm-hmm.
and Chat couldn't figure out the equation until he put this new one in. He puts the new one in. Chat comes back without any prompting about anything and says, this is a warp metric, and proceeds to go on and describe how the warp metric and all the details about this equation plugged into his finished it off, and it creates a Merkaba.
Oh my.
Yep. So David's put this
Isn't that wild?
into the mix,
Incredible.
and it finished the equation. The finishing piece of the equation came from extraterrestrials.
Yes.
There's proof that something dynamic occurred that's not of this world, and yet people need to have some kind of how much proof is enough proof?
Yeah, I mean, what are they waiting to hear from mommy and daddy? To tell them what reality is. It's they've lost their sovereignty a long time ago. But it's like, how do you spell that? Yeah, you're exactly right with what you're saying. Exactly right. And I know that this kind of thing, where somebody uses ChatGPT and is able to figure out an alien equation, must drive the government crazy. They hate that kind of stuff. That this is in our hands, oh, God forbid.
Yeah, well, I agree with you. The curious thing about this warp engine is that you'd think Elon Musk would be, very interested.
Yes.
Because this engine,
Mm-hmm.
it can get you to Mars in about 13 days, as I remember.
Oh my God. Yeah, another person who I think would be interested in this is Robert Bigelow. He's another one that's involved with all of this kind of thing. Maybe, they may be talking. I don't know. But look, we're going to have to wrap, you guys. This has been so much fun. Jerry, thank you.
Wonderful, Jerry.
Yes.
Thank you for having me on. It was terrific.
Oh, this has been so much fun. And we hope you continue to feel better, please. And give Kathy a big hug from us. And please tell everybody how they can access your website is going to be going back up, I hope. And also you have a Patreon account. How do people find you?
Well, I don't have the Patreon any longer.
Okay.
So I do, it's just our websites. The healer site is jerrywills.com.
Mhm.
Okay.
The show site is jerrywillsshow.com.
Easy.
And if you go to the site index, you can browse through there and see there's hundreds and hundreds of programs and audios and all kinds of things in there.
It's
Been
great.
Very
doing
good.
this for decades. It is a membership site, and if anyone's interested, $15 membership, that's your key point right there, because
Great.
anything else is not going to get you as much as you think you would like to have, I'm sure.
Mhm.
So,
So
yeah,
that's
those are the sites.
so that's where they can go to find you. That's excellent. Well, again, Jerry, thank you so much. We want to have you back, of course. So when you're feeling better, we'll drag you back here again. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Thank you for having me on. It